Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, Tetcher, and nothing went wrong in the stream. The stream chat saw nothing go wrong in that intro. But welcome to Tetcher's Community Challenge, the first ever live version. There are people, for those who watch on YouTube, who actually watched this live on Twitch as it happened. So people were able to tune in and watch me make a fool of myself and totally not butcher my intro, so sorry about that. But it was the Community Challenge, and before we go into this week's community challenge that we were are going to be looking at, we're going to talk to you about next week's community challenge and tell you what that is. The community challenge will be: you must save teammates. You must keep your teammates alive as best as possible, but you aren't allowed to use heals or shields or invunerables. So you can't use, you can use stasis, so void prism is fine, but you can't use sanctification. You can't use healing, you can't use shielding from Tyrael, so Tyrael's basically out of this one completely. But you have to save your teammates in some way, shape, or form. I don't care how you do this. This could be by a very hard crowd control to keep the enemy CC'd. This could be via body blocking abilities. There could be a ended at your teammates. Could be via void prism, like I mentioned earlier. But that is the challenge. So guys, play the challenge and send in your replays to replays@tetcher.co.uk before next Tuesday morning, and we'll then do that challenge and see what happens. But it is time to talk about what this last week's community challenge was. I challenged you guys to send me replays of your heroes with maximum mobility. So allowing you to get around the map as quick as possible, as agile as possible, dodging abilities, engaging in fights, getting good chase potential, getting good escape potential, lots of cool stuff. And oh my god, I had to make some hard decisions. There were so many good replays today. I had to make some really tough decisions as to what I would accept and what I wouldn't. Not like stuff was people cheating, etc., but there was just so much good stuff. I stressed out all morning and all of yesterday working out what I was going to take out, what I was going to leave in, but I have, because it's my job, narrowed it down to 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time, without further ado, to introduce you to the very first replay of the very first live Tetcher's Community Challenge, and let's pop into the game. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've left up the the donation thing, but I should probably move it a bit further down so it is out the way of that. There we go. So for those on YouTube, because this was live, I did leave up the donation thing so people could pay attention to that. So we're just going to leave that there. Hopefully it's not too intrusive. Actually, I'm going to get rid of that. That can disappear. So let's get this replay underway with the very first replay, starting off with our red team. So, ladies and gentlemen, playing the Cho'Gall, it is Froshoi, which is made up of Frozen and Washoi. Playing the Abatha, it is going to be Ra. Playing the Morales, it is Cowboy Spider, who's not riding the Mechano Spiders, which makes me very sad. And playing the Brightwing, it is going to be Elro Hieronip, which is an interesting name. This is our villain team. They are not the ones who submitted the replay. On the left-hand side are the ones who submitted the replay. Playing the Asmodan, it is going to be Prometheus. Playing the Malfurion, it is Kuagi. Playing the Sergeant Hammer, it is Psycho Duck. And the Muradin is being played by Frankie Bibi. And finally, the Kerrigan is our hero for today and is being played by Broly Kenpatch. Broly Kenpatch will be our hero for today. And as such, we will be following his view as much as possible. We're going to pop onto the talent screen and we're going to have a look at the level 1 talent. He has taken the Siphoning Impact, so full mobility is going with going very much for that Ravage build, as you can see. Already jumping around, burning through most of his mana because he doesn't have the clean kill talent as of yet, but he's still going to be getting a lot of health regen and can still clear minion waves pretty damn quickly. So that's pretty good. We're going to pop Kerrigan. We're going to lose view of Kerrigan. There we go. Apparently I'm hit the side of the screen or something. Roaming down to the bot lane. Going to try and gank, because currently it is 2 supports and a Cho'Gall, which is going to be very hard to kill. Going to be focusing the Morales first. Dodges out the grenade, but not able to kill Morales. We did just get a follow. Thank you, Drakony23, for following here. Once again, this is live, so people will be following and stuff. Kerrigan jumping in, just going to be dealing with the minion wave. She wasn't able to get the kill in the bot lane, so just going to be soaking this up for now. And as we usually do with Community Challenge, we're going to fast forward through some of these phases, like the laning phase, because we want to get to the later levels as quick as possible. For now, just clearing minions, soaking XP. They have at least one person in every lane, but bot lane under a little bit of duress, so they're trying to be that little bit careful. And as you can see there, a kill already happening onto Muradin in that bottom lane, which is currently undefended, but Asmo is on his way to that. Whereas Broly, he's just going to go and turn in. Going to be moving up to the top lane. Going to help that push because they're not losing too much in the mid lane at the moment because there is no one there. Kerrigan has been completely alone there this entire time other than the odd Abathur symbiote. So instead, just moving up and just going to let Hammer do her work, help Malfurion. And they're going to take the first fort, the game giving them a huge XP advantage and giving Kerrigan that clean kill talent as her level 4. So she can now have her mana cost on her Ravage reduced and can get the bonus damage out of it. So she can, in theory, jump to a minion to get the kill and then jump straight onto a hero and get a little bit of further damage from that. Jumping in, just going to be taking care of these locusts for the moment. And in the meantime, because the fort is already dead in the top lane, they're going to start pushing the mid lane. Because once again, no defense for it. Brightwing has made her way up to the top lane to try and defend. With an Abathur, they are down. Yeah, the notification text does pop up. It is a bug with the replay system. So, Psycho Duck going to be pushing forward as well. Grody Kempatch already working on the minions, making it so Psycho Duck doesn't have too much issue. Taking a lot of damage, gets healed by Malfurion though, and going to get a lot of his health back. And even has the fountain up. Cho'Gall is pushing the bot lane, but it's not actually getting that, or was pushing the bot lane, is currently coming into the mid lane. As we can see, Hammer boosting her way out of there so that she does not get picked off. But Cho'Gall has finally left that bot lane and is going to go on to the defensive. Now though, blue team still focusing on clearing. Neither team has got a web weaver yet. Blue team slightly ahead, but not too much. Muradin is going to get killed off by that Shadow Flame. Froshoy chasing the hammer. Almost, because it does get the kill once again with the Shadow Flame. Kerrigan just going to pick off that Eye of Kilrog and back up for the defense. So Kerrigan going to be back to base for the moment, so we're going to watch as we see, once again, the double supported Cho'Gall. They're just not going for the split lane XP. They're just supporting that Cho'Gall as much as possible and trying to make it so that he never dies. That is a strategy, but blue team making the correct decision of ignoring the Cho'Gall as much as possible for the moment and keeping the supports busy. Because Cho'Gall, he has to peel off from whatever he's fighting to go and fight and protect his supports, because if he loses his supports, then there's a chance he may actually die, which so far has yet to happen. It's 5 kills for red team in favor of 0 for the blue team. Tries to juke, but he was already polymorphed, unable to get out of there. And Brody Kempatch has made it back to lane. Levels pretty even, actually. The kill advantage is evening out the building advantage. Actually, building advantage is pretty even as well, leaving out the lane advantage that we're seeing for blue team. So both teams keeping up quite nicely. For now, Psycho Duck sieging up at a very risky pace, doesn't give a knockback onto the Cho'Gall, but Cho'Gall just rolls straight in there with the Brightwing and is able to take him down straight away. Turn-in has happened, so blue team will get the first set of Web Weavers, and because of the low body count for the side of red team, they're going to be in a little bit of trouble when it comes to defending this. They're going to have to focus one at a time and deal with it that way. Broly just not even caring about Brightwing because he can get all of his health back via jumping powers and just bounce around the map. Tries to pull in, does not get the stun. A good polymorph from Brightwing as well to deal with any follow-up damage that would have come if she had got stunned. So very good reaction from her. Broly just going to push with this Web Weaver. We can see a bit of pressure in the mid lane, but bot Web Weaver is also being left unattended. Brody Kempatch just pushing forward for the rest of it with that Web Weaver, which is down to half health, but still doing a fantastic job. Web Weavers, in case you don't know, they do actually just take passive damage, so they don't last forever. They will just eventually die in general, which is why it's good to make them as pushed up as possible, push up the lane as much as possible before they get there. Kerrigan finishing off the minion wave there, and just going to be pulling back. Already got pretty much everything she needs to. Going to pull back. Mid lane is currently the one under pressure, but you see already Brightwing is back. Morales a bit out of position, so Kerrigan going to sneak another turn in and then maybe move forward to that mid lane to see if they can catch someone and maybe get a kill, because Cho'Gall is finally taking damage. In comes the Ultralisk onto the Morales, trying to pull it right, gets the stun, but Brody Kempatch taking all the damage from Cho'Gall and does go down. Ultralisk gets killed off by the fort before it's able to take down the Morales, and Cho'Gall still fighting despite the fact Morales has pulled back for no health and does go down, and that is the first kill, or first 2 kills for our blue team here. However, it is currently 2 kills to 10 in favor of the red team, but the fort advantage just now goes over to our heroes on the blue team as they're able to take down that mid fort with the help of Sergeant Hammer and that Asmodan laser, whereas Brody Kempatch going to be moving down to the bot lane as he's just come back and is going to be clearing up this minion wave to make sure that not too much pressure is dealt to them. Red team finally gets their turn. In fact, Brightwing, who gets a clutch teleport away onto Morales there, so they're not in a huge amount of danger here. Broly, once again, gonna be pushing down that bot lane. Sergeant Hammer and Muradin, oh sorry, Azmodan, already working on that bot lane. Webweaver just gonna sail straight past them, but that is all 3 forts down for the red team here. Blue team in quite a significant lead thanks to that, but levels still being kept up thanks to kills for the villains there. Broly having to run away, gets the heal from Malfurion and is able to escape. He did take on his next level, level 7, the adaptation, so he's able to jump to allies, but we're keeping an eye on him to see how much that is put into use. For now, he's moving in behind, throwing in that Ultralist to deal with the supports, and then going to head up to top lane and start working on that Webweaver, taking that down as much as possible. As for the mobility part of this challenge, he's doing a very good job at the moment. Very mobile, gets mana reduction if he jumps to minions, and already you can see him bouncing around the map like a bunny, and he can obviously jump to his teammates. I have died, apparently. That's good to know, game. Very well done of you. In the meantime, Kerrigan just dealing with this. The middle Webweaver is still alive, but Cho'Gall, Brightwing, and Morales have been playing a little bit passively with it. They do not want to get caught out. And this is why, because we can see Kerrigan sneaking around behind. The Ultralisk is not off cooldown here. It is still got 30 seconds to go. So he's just going to pull back around to the rest of his teammates. There is a clone on Cho here. So that's going to be where the game doing a bit more tanking. Haymaker from the Muradin pushes away Cho'Gall, but he comes back around the other side. Kerrigan chasing the supports here. He wants that Morales. He sees it and is going to go and give chase. No, he's actually just going to go turn and let Morales do his thing. And there we go. Moving in. Finds Cowboy Spider. Gets... No, doesn't get the stun, actually. There's the Ultralisk for the chase. Just going to leave that Ultralisk to it. We don't need to deal with Morales anymore if she can't do anything other than run. In the meantime, the rest of the team were not able to get anything. They didn't get Cho'Gall, didn't get Brightwing, and they did actually lose Muradin and Sergeant Hammer. So a bit less of a successful push there via our heroes. Broly Chempatch has been found by Cho'Gall here and is now on the run. Cho'Gall giving chase. Brightwing has arrived as well. Broly misses the stun. Is it still in full retreat? There's that adaptation being used. Dashes to a minion, gives him a bit of a head start, and he's able to escape thanks to a good knockback from Sergeant Hammer. So very nice, using that mobility that we were talking about, and he's even taken the Eviscerate, so he can now jump from even further away. So he's very mobile right now, going to be very hard to lock down. Clearing the wave, there's a bit of a fight just above him that he appears to have not noticed. But that bottom lane on the bright side is looking really clear. So we can see Sergeant Hammer probably going to die here. Yep, there he goes. And Malfurion is now 1 versus 3 here, whereas Kerrigan continuing to push this bottom lane. She's doing a very good job of it, but in the meantime, like we said, everything is dying. But the fact she is pushing this lane is working out. If her team hadn't died, this would be the perfect move, because she's able to get that Webweaver really heavily pushed before it spawns. So going to move down to the bottom lane and just be back, get ready to defend, maybe move to the upper lane to join up with her team, and they can go for a big push together. So Kerrigan moving towards her team. They are just going to group up. There is a mule there for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. I guess it was just to hold the minion wave back, which is quite clever. You can actually just throw a mule down to hold a minion wave back on this map if you throw it at the right time, and that will stop the Webweaver from getting too far forward. It delays it for at least a second, because the Webweaver will always go to where the nearest enemy is, whereas whether that's a minion or a building. Doesn't really work on forts, though. Broly, once again, found by Cho'Gall, getting aggroed, but the rest of his team is there and is able to jump to Psycho Duck. Get into a good position. Muradin having to dwarf toss away. Cho'Gall not having any of it. He's giving chase. Good start on both the supports. Oh, sorry, the support and the support clone via the Muradin here. And we're seeing Kerrigan having to pull back and getting some great jumps to escape there. Stun does not land. Getting focused down. Jumps to a teammate again. And that does dodge out the Amethyst Spike, but killed off by the Shadow Flame. Unable to escape that time. We're seeing the Ultralisk was chasing Brightwing, but was unable to get the kill. Muradin coming in for a very outnumbered fight and is currently trying to play evasively here. We're going to watch this, actually, because they've tried to cut him off at the gate, and he's run all the way back around again. Cho'Gall not reacting in time, and Frankie is able to escape from the danger there. Kerrigan still in the respawn timers, so in the meantime, while all this has been happening, Webweavers and Sergeant Hammer have been pushing this mid lane. The keep has gone down, and that has put our heroes in a little bit of an advantageous position. However, once again, the kill count is still 18-2, so they are winning with very, very few kills at the moment, and this is not going so well for them kill-wise, but they are still only a level behind, and they already have a keep down. Muradin finds 2 Chos and a Gal, who are now going to start beating him up until he stops. Kerrigan now alive, but she's de-pushing that bottom lane, so we're going to keep an eye on this for the moment. Finds Cho'Gall again, is able to stop the turn-in, but gets killed off by the Dread Orb, and now Cho'Gall focusing onto Psycho Duck, who is in full retreat here, and Psycho Duck may get away. It's going to be close. No! Cho'Gall was able to mount up. and gets the kill with that Shadow Flame once again. And Brody Kempatch gonna pull back so that he doesn't get kept up. And yeah, it would be nice to see Kerrigan join in with her team a little bit more. She's been doing a very good job with clearing those lanes and has actually been protecting that bot lane very nicely. And the fact is, they're not doing a good job in the team fights. It does make sense to de-push the lanes that little bit more. So it is a okay decision, but the odd fight being joined in would help out. Brody Kempatch jumping into the supports, gets knocked back by that Twilight Hammer, but it's not able to get too much. That is a stim drone onto the Cho'Gall here. And Brody Kempatch having to pull back so that he does not get killed off. Moving around. Gonna try and catch someone out by surprise. And there we go, jumping into that Morales once again. Gets a good stun this time, thanks to the help of Muradin. They almost kill off Morales, but Morales still alive. Kerrigan with one more jump would be able to get the kill here. But Morales is healing up thanks to her passive. Kerrigan has Ravage back up. The range is good. Gets the stun and finally gets the kill, bringing her team's kill count up to 6 because they were able to pick off everyone there except for the Abathur. Really nice job. And yeah, that's Stim Cho. Pretty damn scary. Kerrigan moving up to this point. The Web Weavers are still pushing that bottom lane, but Kerrigan pushing up this one so that her catapults can have an even easier job, basically proxying it due to the rest of the minion wave was fighting here, and will now be moving up to help her team with that boss camp, which they should be able to take quite easily. Taking that down. Tiny bit of a stun, but nothing too bad. And they'll take that down, and that'll be able to push that top lane very aggressively. They have 17 gems in, 54 in their inventory, so they can actually move in for a full gem turn-in if they wanted to. And in fact, Malfurion has already done so. If Kerrigan gets hers in as well, then they're going to be able to get that Web Weaver along with the boss. The boss, however, is already fairly pushed up and taking quite a bit of damage. So it's now going to be down to mostly the Web Weavers, and the reaction to that is looks like they're going to the bot lane, while the red team are still distracted by that boss, which is doing a good job. Bot lane, finally, the one Kerrigan's been spending so much time on, has been killed. But in the meantime, boss very nearly kills the keep, and red team have been pushing this lane. They don't actually get to the keep. They're going to push into it now. But, like we said, red team are completely done with that top lane. They're going to come and try to defend this. We're going to see a lot of damage coming out. We see the Cho clone once again. Kerrigan gets Polymorph, but she's not going to stop her. Ultralis on that Brywing, which is being healed instead of the Cho'Gall. Actually, Cho'Gall finally getting healed up there. Gets Haymaker away from the fight so they can focus on the supports. They're not able to get him. We're seeing a lot of heroes dropping very low here. We're already seeing Muradin get taken down, and now it is going to be Malfurion being chased. Hammer boosting away. Malfurion gets taken down. Nice stun by Kerrigan, but she's now in a bit of trouble. She's running for her life here, and there's very little further dash to her team and not coming anywhere near her, so she can't dash to him. There's a Bolt of the Storm taken, even more mobility on that level 20, so she may be able to escape. Runs into the Abathur mines. That does slow her down a bit. Asmodan not going to be so lucky, but he has found Abathur, so he's going for the Abathur kill. His demons will continue to give chase, but Abathur has already pieced out. Kerrigan has found safety and is able to escape. In the meantime, the core has died, in case you didn't notice. So we're going to back up for a second and just pay attention to what was happening while the red team was chasing that down. So we're going to back up a little bit more. And just going to pay attention to that. So as you can see, if my mini-map was working... What the hell? Oh, yeah, I forgot this happens sometimes. E. Does that work? Yeah, pressing E. So back up a little bit more, and we'll have a look at that. As it happens, as you can see, a Web Weaver made it to the core. There's catapults in the mid lane and the bot lane. Brightwing does go back in time, but she just doesn't do the damage on her own. Mid lane minion wave would have pushed up, even if she managed to kill this off. And it just died in the background. While everyone else, Abathur, not even paying attention, pushing this lane up here. Everyone else pushing down here. So there you guys go. That was the first game. Very entertaining to start off with. Go Winions. So, that was the first game of the day. Very cool to see. We saw some great adaptations, especially the great Ravage, especially the use of that adaptation there to escape. Even with Cho'Gall being such a pain in the ass to escape from with such good mobility himself, it is good to see Kerrigan actually able to juke him quite a few times there and escape. So, let me load up a replay number 2. And Brody Kempatch in the audience there, in the stream chat. So, really nice replay, dude. Thank you very much. I haven't seen the person this replay is from in the chat yet. So, gonna load this up, though. I'm sure he'll see the video, if not. And loaded, paused, hide replay timer. Check which side our hero is on. That side. switch to the villain side and bring you guys into the game. So, this game is going to take place on the Sky Temple. And we're going to have a look at our villain team first. So, playing the Anubarak, it is going to be Sans Hyun. Playing the Thrall, it is Uskeya. Playing the Zeratul somewhere, there he is, Sir Baristan. And playing the Brightwing, it is going to be Fuduk. And playing the Falstad, we're going to be seeing Tequila Lover. I was like, Tequila. Nope, it makes no sense. I'm just an idiot, it turns out. And it's good job we're not casting this team, we're casting the other team, which we see Zamunatu playing the Tassadar with the appropriate skin. The Error, or Error, being played, is the Abathur there. We see Muradin being played by Barbak. The Jada is being played by Wick. And our hero is going to be Chris, who is playing the Lost Vikings. And once again, the camera is going to be quite erratic because it is a Vikings player, so the camera is pretty all over the place. And Eric currently being left unattended despite the fact that everyone's being murdered in the bot lane, which is fine because he has Spy Game. It's invisible. He's actually going in for the Zeratul here, gets the kill. Not first blood because Jada was taken down, but he gets a Zeratul right at the start. So that is a 1-for-1 in the bit. Very, very nice there. And yeah, of course, it's Chris. Chris definitely has the most replays on this, which is pretty cool. We can see Chris just chilling in all the lanes at the moment, and he has got a very good Viking split, and is doing some good jumping between the lanes right now. Keeping a Viking in each one, keeping Balor pretty safe, because Tassadar could clear the lanes pretty effectively, and is able to control him back. Olaf has been left unattended, so he's completely fine there. And Eric moving down to that bot lane again after reviving after getting that Zeratul kill. Olaf has been found by Zeratul, unfortunately was not able to get away because Zeratul just does Zeratul things, and it's actually started off with a cleave build. Balog immediately was thinking about splitting off to that top lane, but instead just going to stay in the mid lane because the temples are active and he's going to be able to get a better soak that way, whereas Eric moving into his bush so that they can soak there. And Chris going to be pushing that middle wave as much as he can. Bribing still in the bot lane, so she could try and make a play onto Eric quite quickly, but needs to be that little bit careful. Balor continuing to soak, and in fact Brightwing does make a play onto Eric, who has now been left unattended, taking quite a bit of damage, but is backing up. But the longer Brightwing does this, the less time she's helping her team with the objective. Balor killed off, but Zeratul did dive a tower for that, so took quite a bit of damage. And Eric going to be moving back into that lane for the moment, and just soaking up. Looks like he's just going to help push this right now, because no one's attending it. Ah, no, he's just going to stay stealthed in the middle. Balog did get picked off there, unfortunately, so not able to do that much about that. Olaf doing a good job in the top lane. Balog able to be moving back into that mid lane. Whereas we can actually see the Heroes team are doing a good job of getting a lot of those temple shots. The top one has not been contested yet, so they're just grabbing as many shots as they can from that middle lane one. Red team able to take control. Balog actually coming up to help out with this one. Zeratul from behind though finds Jaina. Good shield from Tassadar. They turn it round. But Zeratul able to escape before Jaina's Envenom? Jaina's Envenom. Before Jaina's Envenom is able to kill him off. Having a look at some of the mobility talents actually being taken now, we see Eric the Swift giving some movement speed over to Eric there. Increases basic movement speed by 10%, and he heals as he is running. So he's able to stay a lot more sustained. Balog is very screwed. No! Shield from Tassadar once again on point, keeping him alive. He's able to grab a fountain and move back. Olaf has been soaking this top lane, however, for quite a while. The fountain being taken by Balog affects all the Vikings, so Olaf actually able to tank a little bit more up there. Does meet 3 people, does die. In the meantime, Abathur was actually on top of the cloaked Eric there while pushing that lane. Chris, just going to be pushing every lane he can for the moment. Olaf will be back quite soon. Don't need to worry too much about that. And Chris, just working on all of the lanes as much as he can. Down goes the Brightwing in the top lane. Balog pulling back. Chris doing an amazing job for the XP soak, which we can have a look at one of these. There we go. Look at that. 4,000 XP, the next highest being Zeratul, who's been roaming around the map with 1,600. So yeah, Chris on point with his Viking play at the moment. And the fact is, they've not been doing too bad for shots either. They're doing a pretty decent job with those. Manubrak, pretty low there. Olaf here to help out in case they want to make a play. Eric did die, so did Balog. Not sure when or where Eric died. I completely missed that. But they are both alive again. Eric currently on his way up to the top lane. And there we go. Direction has been changed. Olaf still up here. Looks like he's going to turn around and try and help his team. Moving on to that Anubrak, onto that Beetle there. And Zeratul coming in, sees the Jada, able to get the kill. And Zeratul going to pull back so he doesn't take too much damage. Olaf does get rooted. Not going to be able to turn anything too effective on here. Balog already in that mid lane, just chilling for the moment. Abathur warns for danger because, yeah, that's where Zeratul was going. And Eric was not on stop command, so he does accidentally fire on that Falstad and has to pull back. Balog taking a little bit of damage, but he's fine. And Chris moving very aggressively into a lane where he's very outnumbered, but Muradin will be here to help protect him with that. Going to hit the fast forward a little bit here. Eric taken out by Falstad. Need to be careful when you're in a lane with those assassins. Luckily, Falstad, though, doesn't have the Gathering Power. Instead, the Season Marksman. Instead, he has the Gathering Storm. So he's actually getting quite a lot of damage off of these non-micro Vikings. In the meantime, Chris still soaking the lanes, doing a very good job. You can see his team has a pretty big level lead despite being 2 kills behind. So doing a very nice job here. Down goes Zeratul. Olaf found by Zeratul there. Apparently Zeratul died, but apparently that was the wrong text there. So Eric, only Viking alive. Balog has come back to life and is now heading up to the top lane, the correct lane, because the temple has spawned in the bottom lane. And Eric also responding to this, always moving to the lanes where the enemy is not. And Balog going to be starting to clear this. Eric also doing the same job. And Abathur actually kind of being a bit useless here because of the fact that, well, they're the Vikings. The Vikings should be coming down to maybe helping the fight a bit more because there's an Abathur. At least send down 2 Vikings and leave 1 to soak. Olaf is completely wrong. Again, it was Brightwing, Tassadar, and Jada who have all gone down. In the meantime, Vikings continuing to push. They have their heroics now. We can see they went with play again, a teleport ability, so more mobility on that. And the Norse Force, as opposed to the Spin to win there. So getting a little bit of extra damage in. Olaf pushing into this temple, trying to help out with the kill on Anubarak, where Muradin's already taking damage. Abathur is there to help him, and we already see Olaf has been targeted onto it. They haven't got Anubarak. There's the teleport. Not in time. Olaf killed off just before the teleport finished. Instead, though, the Vikings will just continue to push their lanes. They are already in. We can see the rest of the blue team trying to defend that bottom camp. But in the meantime, Eric is actually going to get that middle lane forward to give his team even more of a lead. And Balog doing a very good job up in the top lane as well. The ammo is running very low on that building here. Eric still going. Olaf once get alive. Shots did pretty much all go over to the red team. Eric does not dodge there, but he does a super speed. Jukes on the second knock up and is able to pull back. Balog also pulls back as the minions have run out. And Olaf helps with the camp. Chris on top of his Viking play here. Really, really nicely played. Drops a Norse Force to try and save the Balog. Balog still goes down though. Unfortunately, not able to keep him alive. Olaf going to be moving down to the bot lane to continue helping push that, whereas Eric is still in that mid lane, doing some very nice maneuvers with his cloak there, trying to run away, does not get hit, does finally get killed off by Brightwing. Olaf, in the meantime, still pushing up, and Chris is doing a very, very effective job here of protecting his Vikings. They are getting picked off every now and again, but the amount of push and XP he's got from it is easily worth it. Chris pulling back for now. Gonna get the full teleport in here and turns it onto Anubarak. They're gonna try and chase him down. No, it's going to be the Thrall who they try to get here. The root already lands onto Muradin. It doesn't look like they're gonna be able to get the kill out of all of these Vikings, so they will pull back and go for that little bit of a defensive play. Eric has already moved up to that mid lane and is once again going to be soaking XP. Olaf gets knocked up, dodges the second knock up, and is not going to be picked off. They have jump, which doesn't really increase mobility, but it does stop them being CC'd, so I will count it. And obviously there is no other talent on that level. And Olaf does just survive. Balog was taking quite a bit of damage. Eric still soaking there. That hinterland blast very nearly hitting the Vikings that weren't microed out the way, but they were able to be, well, just not in the way in the first place. Temple spawning in the bot and the top lane. Abathur is actually the one heading up to the top lane, but is going to run into Thrall and is already pulling back. Olaf realizes there is a Zeratul near him, jumps a bit prematurely. Is now going to fight him with the Norse Force. That's not going to be enough, I'm afraid. Gathering power pretty good, which is what Zeratul has been doing. Let's have a quick peek at him, actually, and see what kind of stacks he is on. He's on 3 stacks. That's not bad. Not great, but not bad. He might actually get Tassadar here. No, Prescience on Tassadar. Pretty good at keeping him alive. Eric still going. Balog going to move up to the top lane. He will not survive too long. No, he's going to use the teleport. Pull in all the Vikings, and they're going to try and take this temple themselves. Eric has already pushed up this mid lane pretty nicely. And there is that Norse Force protecting the Vikings. They're able to dodge out that knockback. And they don't have to kill all the monsters here. All they have to do is to survive long enough to get all the shots. And that's exactly what they did. Bot lane also going over the last couple shots to our heroes and the Vikings. Just going to get back into this top lane, the Olaf and the Balog, except for Eric, because he's a bit more mobile. He can escape easier in that mid lane, going to be pushing that in once again, as he has been pretty much all game. Zeratul found Balog. There's the speed boost, which is being taken from the 64 kilobyte marathon here. So, it has a huge amount, 40% movement speed. Eric is here as well, but there's Zeratul, gets another kill, and props up that gathering power a little bit more. Olaf tanking the tower shots for the moment. Uses jump a bit unnecessarily there. Oh, and here's Falstad. Here's Zeratul. And Chris in full retreat. He has Abathur on his head. Has the speed boost. Ready once again, though, to see if he can escape. Look at that. Whee! Let's look at that normal speed, actually. We're gonna rewind that. That's how fast is this? A 40% movement speed buff on Eric, who already has a huge amount of bonus movement speed. Look at that as normal speed. Zeratul and Falstad both in the ready, and no way you're catching that. Very nicely done, and teleports all the Vikings in, giving himself a full heal at the same time. Very, very cool there. And Vikings going to be pushing back into that top lane, pulling back a little bit though. They don't want to get caught out too much. Going back into the lane pushing, because currently no temples, not much else to do. So just pushing temples now, spawning in the mid lane and the bottom lane. And they'll be getting a large amount of control out of this. They have a talent advantage. Let's have a look at the amount of XP, once again, that they've been pulling in. 18,000 on the Vikings. Closest to that being 6,900 from Falstad. So the Vikings, 19,000 XP now, are massively giving their team a humongous advantage in terms of XP. Doing a great job. Actually, Abathur does have a 7k there, so I completely missed that. 7,400. And he's doing a good job too, but right now the Viking is just on point with the amount of soak that they're pulling in here. Chris, with a single Viking, just scouting out the area, making sure he can see everything he needs to. Eric jumping maybe a bit prematurely, but getting ready to turn it, while two more Vikings continue to push with the double brutes cap in the top lane. Eric's still alive, able to turn off the Falstad a little bit there and keep himself alive. Teleports in the other Vikings to give himself the health back and help his team take care of that temple, because the bruisers are already dealing with that top lane. And we can see the Vikings moving straight down to the bot lane along with the rest of the team to take care of that, except for Eric once again, who's been left in the mid lane because he can and is immediately going to die. Zeratul, he did use the boost there, not able to get it in time. North's Force was up, but was not able to react quick enough. That would have been a very quick reaction if he'd been able to get the North's Force off as well and keep Eric alive that way. So the Vikings just going to keep pushing while the rest of the team is taking care of that temple. Top 4 did in fact go down to the bruisers like we did say it might. And Abathur killed off by Zeratul, who's been doing a very good job of going for that sneaky assassinate. Olaf having to jump up. We're seeing Thrall chasing. He does get the Olaf. It is now Balog who's on the run, trying to do. You saw Zeratul below him there. Gets rooted. Jada is going to ice block there. Keep herself alive for a bit, but she is going to go down. Balog does survive thanks to that. And they do have their level 20s. And there it is. The checkpoint reached. So now, once that countdown runs down on the heroic after the revive, they will all be healed back to full. And any that died will once again get revived again. Pretty effective ability, but is now on cooldown, and there is a team fight happening. Thinking about moving in, decides not to, because a load of his team has already died, so he's going to move around to the more defensible position nearer the towers instead, and get back to clearing the lanes. Level 20 to level 18 is still not a fight that the red team will take with a huge advantage, despite the man advantage they have. Good chance the boss is being taken right now, and it is. Eric does spot that. Tassadar throwing down a bit of a storm here. It's a very risky fight with a numbers disadvantage here. Falstad flying in from the base to make sure that he is there for this. And Vikings joined in, gets sundered, and wrecked, mate. Down they go. Olaf, the only one to survive. He's in full retreat, gets rooted, taking a lot of damage there, and does get killed off. And that is why you don't take a 5 versus 3 fight. 2 versus 3 fight. Their words, a 2 versus 5 fight. Because that's what happens. Vikings versus everyone, you will die. In the meantime, just having Chris is having a look around to see what the temples are. Top lane once again going back to pushing middle fort, finally getting taken down, and the boss killed off before it gets too much work done. Only temple on the map is active, and that will take down this fort as well. And Vikings all going to be coming back to life eventually, but it seems my cooldown timer is a bit broken. In the meantime, a lot of damage being done here. Falstad going to get a good hit to that, but we already see Thrall getting taken down to Falstad, but a good forceful from Tassadar getting zoned out. The clone on Jaina doing quite a lot of damage. Tassadar zoning himself to a better position. It is still the Avatar doing most of the work. Eric charging his way up from below. Going to rejoin his team here and maybe going to teleport in, or maybe just going to go for the kill. Nice ice block from Brightwing, delaying her inevitable death. And now it is Zeratul who's getting focused. If he goes down, he's going to lose all of those gathering power stacks that he has. Let's have a look how many he has. He has 10. That is a very nice amount of gathering power. And Chris, able to win the fight with his team. They're able to take control and get the last couple shots from that temple. And he is going to take advantage of this by moving down to that bottom lane to take care of these siege giants and get these pushing proxy the lane a bit, so they don't have to worry about bot lane as much themselves, as it was pushed up quite a bit by the boss. And that is what he shall do. We'll fast forward a little bit here, because right now, Zeratul going to try and go for another kill. Eric microing to the back so that he does not get killed off. They said they're going to try and make a turn here, but Zeratul, having none of it, has already teleported away. Now, we won't hold back in, but it doesn't like Chris noticed or just didn't want anything to do with it. Moving back into the mid lane there. They're going to, the bottom jungle. They're going to take care of another siege giant camp, get that pushing. Zeratul's already taken care of the one they spawned earlier, but it does keep red team busy. And that is exactly what they want to be happening. Vikings fast forwarded here, they find Zeratul once again, but he's too damn mobile. They're using the speed boost to try and catch him. They do hit him once or twice, but they're slowed by Falstad. Not able to get in. Nice forceful fight, Tastar. But once again, not able to kill it. Good Hinterland Blast, doing a lot of damage here, but the amazing Ring of Frost able to take down Falstad. That now may turn onto Thrall if they like. Zeratul is there behind a good cleave. Could do so much damage there. It's going to be the Void Prism first, though. It does use the cleave, but he's on Tastar while all the rest of the heroes are still in that Void Prism. Down goes the clone. In comes the play again, and all of them get healed back to full health, and they will be in a couple seconds as well. They might get ready to turn around. They do. They turn around onto Thrall, because they're all going to come back to full health. So it doesn't matter if they die in 3, 2, 1. Back they go. And they're ready to turn around this fight again. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to move in from behind and get ready to take out that Brightwing, which they do. They're now moving on the Thrall. Zeratul doing a lot of damage with that cleave. And the Vikings turning around. Down he goes, losing his stacks. Vikings focusing onto that Thrall and the Anubarak again. Thrall getting taken down. It's now just the Anubarak alive for the red team. Muradin trying to stun him up, and the Vikings with the body blocks, but Anubarak tunnels under the wall and will escape. Really nice play there. And that was pretty beast. Very well played. And if you guys are getting freezes in the live stream, I apologize. I don't know what would be causing that. Everything seems to be running fine at my end. Am I getting dropped frames? Yeah, I have a couple dropped frames. I'm not entirely sure what's causing those. I'll have a look in between the games and see if I can fix that as much as possible. Appears to be fine now. If I get more dropped frames, I'll have a look in between, which I think I literally just did. In the meantime, Vikings able to take the temple and win the game. Really well played by Chris there, and some incredibly solid Viking play. So, very nicely done there. And what I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to very quickly restart the stream. Not going to restart the local recording, but restart the stream. And that way, can try and sort this out so that the stream gets a pleasurable experience. I'm going to do that very quickly, so I'll leave it a second or two just to make sure that everyone else doesn't drop it out. Let me see if I can work out what's causing that, because I don't know what's going on here. That is weird. Oh, it's a black screen now? That is weird. Yeah, it's even a black screen on my preview monitor. Okay, I'm going to restart the stream, guys. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, stream's back up. And so far, 0 frames dropped. So hopefully whatever was causing the problem has been fixed. And will all be good for the last game. I apologize for people on YouTube if they're confused as to what is happening. But I was getting some frame drops on stream. Looks like it's fine. Yeah, looks fine. So we're going to head in and hope that nothing breaks as we go. Alright, let's rock and roll into the game number 3, the last game of the community challenge, and we'll probably jump in for some regular streaming after this, but it is the last game of the community challenge. Alright, it's fine again. Yeah, I'm not seeing any frame drop, so restarting the stream. Solid strategy. That's how we do it, lads. Game number 2 never finished. It did finish on my side. I'm sorry. I guess it did drop out. Hopefully the local recording was fine, or at least it was on my preview monitor, so it should be fine. It was just an error on the stream side. So sorry about that for the stream, guys, but not much I can do about it. So we're going to hop into game number 3. We're going to check what side our hero is on that side. So we're going to jump on. Once again, sorry about game number 2. We had some errors with frames dropping, but it is fine now. If you want to see how that game ended, I'm afraid you're going to have to go to the YouTube side and see it there. So let us jump into game number 3 and have some fun. So, ladies and gentlemen, spawning on the right-hand side, it is our villains. We have Stitches being played by Locky Matt. We have Sonya being played by Khan. We have Lunara being played by Bunyarin. We have the Artanis being played by Bands, and Morales being played by the Morales. Being played by Serpov. And on the left-hand side, we have our heroes. We have Dolphin being who is playing the Murky. We have Artanis being played by Happy Killer. We have Morales being played by Ajleblonak. We have Nova being played by Gideon. And our hero for today is going to be Manners, who is playing the Illidan. So, the Illidan gonna be pretty good here already, starting off the moves. Illidan definitely is one of the heroes with the most options for it, and I got quite a few of them. Some of the other heroes I got a lot of submissions for were Anubarak, but this one definitely has some moments that I think you'll agree with me as to why it is in. So, Illidan, already dead. So a good start for the replay. I've just hyped him up a bit and has already died in the first couple of minutes. So good job. Thank you very much, Manners. Ruining my reputation here. But he is on his way back in time for the chest. And will begin working down that Stitches. And just going to start beating him up as much as possible. Gets knocked back by the Morales Grenade, but is sticking to Stitches like, well, Snell sticks to him. A lot of heroes from Red Team are here, though. Morales doing a great amount of healing onto Illidan, who's actually not fighting at the moment. There we go, turns back in. Healing now onto the Artanis, while Illidan begins to beat people up until they fall over. Artanis working on that Sonya. Illidan still being sticky to anyone. Goes onto that Sonya. 2 people on Sonya. They're able to take her down, and they also got Stitches. So that is a 2-for-2 kill there. Sorry, 2-for-2.1 in the Bix. They were able to get Murky in the bot lane. So we can see Illidan moving down to that bot lane. He's got most of the coins there. They have 5 so far. The bot chest was also taken completely by Lunara, so they have that other 5. Illidan and Morales just turning in their coins straight away. Murky once again dies, but he was able to get the pufferfish onto that tower. In the meantime, Zeratul getting ready to see if he is able to get onto that Lunara and maybe steal her coins from Murky from the other side. Zeratul does dive onto Lunara. Morales coming in as well. They're able to body block her and pick up the coins and able to give themselves a nice solid advantage as they do now have all of the coins. They've turned in 5 and they have 5 available. Illidan using his evasion to tank up some tower shots, allow Murky a much easier time to push. A very, very clever move that I would love to see more Illidans doing. If you're in a lane, have evasion up and there's no danger of you dying, pop that, tank a couple shots for your lane, the person you're in a lane with, and allow them to push a little bit more aggressively. It's a really cool and really good move. Manners moving into the lane here, to the jungle here, going to start stealing camps from his enemies. Having a look at his talents, which we haven't yet. He started with Shadow Shield because there's no evasion talent on that level 1. And he has Fell Reach, the increased range on the on his sweeping strike. Did I call Illidan Zeratul, chat? Because someone mentioned Zeratul there. Pretty sure. Oh, did I call Artanis Zeratul? I'm sure I called someone Zeratul, apparently. But Manners working on these camps. He's already taken both, and this one will proxy the bottom lane. He now has another 4 coins. They're able to take it. No damage was done to those middle towers, as we saw, because the fort is still alive after that ship barrage did come out. In the meantime, Illidan still just going to be doing some lovely jungle stuff, which he can do. This is something that he's completely acceptable doing, especially with that Shadow Shield talent. Usually you'd be taking Immolation to help this along, but he's instead got that extra range on his Sweeping Strike. Level 7 has been hit. We are seeing the Rapid Chase gain movement speed for 2 seconds after using Dive. So, taking that down. Illidan already with 6 coins out of the 12 that he does need. And, I am messing up. Yeah, people are taking the mick out of me making mistakes of what I'm calling stuff. We're seeing Illidan going in for the turn-in. In the meantime, and have a look around the map while he does. Once again, Murky getting beaten up. This time by Sonya. Lunara is dealing with the camp that Illidan took earlier. Zeratul, I called him. That's where I did it wrong. Illidan able to do the damage. You guys have confused me now. And he's going to be moving back up. Not able to pick up the kill. Going to be moving back up to the mid lane. Eventually his camera will follow him. There we go. Moving in here. Artanis already going quite aggressively. Illidan chasing down that Morales with that extra range on the dash and the extra movement speed. It's going to be very hard for Morales to get away, even with that advanced block. And Illidan's able to pick up the kill very nicely here. Sonya does arrive. Tries to get a bit of damage onto Artanis, but is not able to pick him up. Illidan just working down that chest for the moment, but immediately turns around to get Artanis to force him away, because there was a good chance Artanis was going to use that blade dash to get in there and try and steal some coins. Illidan with the good zoning there. We see Murky, who is apparently me, getting killed in that bottom lane. Artanis and Illidan already working on that Lunara, chasing her down, and Illidan, no one escapes from him at this point with this kind of build. An incredible amount of chase potential. Turn-in did go over to the villains there, but Illidan, he's not done, diving very deep. Once again finds Morales and is able to outrun her and continue the chase. Gets that safeguard from Morales himself and the extra heal, so he's already back to full health and ready to continue the chase, and he does. Morales does get taken down, and now Sonya, who is going to suffer his wrath. And the chase potential is huge from Illidan here, and he takes it down. Now it is Stitches, who has volunteered himself up. The hunt has been taken here. Extra ability charges point blank range into him. There's the root from Murky, and Illidan will continue to dance around like a freaking ballerina and gets the kill. Oh my god. So Illidan moving back in to that mid lane, going to be taking that down, and I am so paranoid that I'm calling him the wrong name every single time I say it now. Illidan taking it down, doing a very good job at 1, being mobile, and 2, getting all of the kills. He's been doing incredibly here. He's now been outnumbered, so he will dash away, hunts to a minion. Bit overkill, but he does escape without any particular risk. We're going to have a quick look at the kill count here, because I did mention that Illidan doing a good job here. Eventually I can find it. Where is it? There it is. Oh my god, that's like, that's control 7. My finger does not extend that far, but he currently has 4 kills and 5 assists, doing an incredibly solid job, and is going to be moving up to this camp for the moment. Sorry, I know for the people on YouTube it's a bit confusing when I refer to the chat, but we could Draconi, who followed right at the start of the stream, just put in the chat, that minion was not prepared, and neither is Lunara. There's the hunt onto Lunara, chasing her down. The safeguard was used. It was now taking a bit of damage, but he's continuing to give the chase on to the Morales now. He takes too much damage, and in fact that stim drone on Sonya does get taken out as level 13 hits. Artanis and Nova continuing to give chase, but Sonya is still in their backline. Artanis is trying to take down the Morales, but instead is going to turn onto that Sonya. Murky, however, he still wants that Morales. Mounts up, gets grenaded. Good grenade from Morales to try and save herself here, but Murky, he's not giving up. His egg is dead, but he's still going for this. He wants this kill so badly. There's the hunt. Guess who's back? It's Illidan. Gets the kill, and he's able to deal with it. Oh my god, Illidan doing an amazing job so far. He has his levels 13, is unbound, so his sweeping strike now ignores all collision, so he can go over walls like that. That one didn't really help him out that much. He grabbed the fountain, I guess. Okay, hold the hell up. Hold the hell up. I missed this when I first watched through this. Did he seriously? Okay, so he starts the camp. We're going to watch this from the start, because what the hell? Okay, finishes up this camp. He's taking a little bit of damage. He's full health. Morales has healed him at this point. Does a little bit of damage. Stands there like, oh, I don't have the cooldowns for this. Grabs the fountain from no health and goes back over to carry on with the camp. What the hell, Manners? Oh my god. Manners. Jesus Christ. He takes care of the camp. gets the coins, and ruins my heart. There was no reason for it to dash there. I guess it was a shortcut. He's literally taking as much advantage of this as possible. So for now, he's going to be taking care of the chest. The enemy team has arrived. He's in full retreat, does the dash and the dive. He's able to get out of there with no trouble at all. And he's in no danger of being picked off at any point with this build, really. He's just so mobile. There's the hunt, finds Lunara out of position. Lunara with a great leap, though, may be able to escape, but Illidan having none of it, gets the speed boost from jumping to a minion. Sweeping strike, catches up Lunara, once again tries to juke him, but the dive chases her down and gets the kill. And now he has 4 coins. Going to be moving towards that turret and getting a good, and trying to get a good angle here. Manners looking for an opportunity, delays that turn in via Sonya, takes a lot of damage though, has the laser on him, he's in full retreat, sweeping strikes and dives back over Artanis there to get back in. He's just tanking it all, continues to move back in, this time finding Artanis and is able to take him down, and Stitches will fall the same fate. This Illidan on point. Where is he going? Okay. He's going to kill the fountain. Illidan, you freaking genius. Working on the fountain. He could have turned his coins in at least first. Gets back over the wall and he does escape. Gonna kill the minion wave. No, he's gonna leave that. So he's gonna leave those coins. His team turns in the rest of the coins instead. Hunt used onto Morales. Gonna try and go for the kill there. And Illidan dashes away to dodge out from the Lunara there. In comes Sonya from behind. So Illidan needs to be careful. They've already killed off that Morales and continue to chase down Lunara. Lunara is fast, but Illidan in this case is faster. Chases her down and will get the kill. Takes quite a bit of damage from Stitches though, but there is the safeguard with inoculation used onto him. He's focusing down anyone he can. There is Bad taken down. Sonya will be next. Sonya will get taken down, and now it is just Stitches. Hunt point blank range used once again, and the sweeping strike gets the kill. And this Illidan is incredibly mobile and ridiculously hard to kill. He also has the double charge on sweeping strike here, so he is just this is the most mobile I think you can be here. And there we go. Looks like he's thinking about maybe moving back in to work on a fountain again. But first, he's going to start on the mercenary camp, using his evasion once again to tank up and use his auto attacks to heal back to full. Grabs the coins. Once again, going to go over the wall. He has 2 stacks now, and the fountain's already dead. So he's able to shadow shield that, and dashes over the wall, dodges the hook, and he's still fine. In full retreat, because there's quite a few people coming for him at this point. He's being very irritating. Oh dear. Illidan going to be dashing through the wall here. Once again, finds Artanis. He has inoculation on him. Hunt point blank range onto Morales once again. Going to be getting the kill there. And they also are able to pick up Artanis. Stitches looks like he's going to be following suit, which he does. And Manners going to be trying to kill off. No, he leaves Khan. And what a trip. Did it. Yeah, mobile. That's mobility. This is why we pick it. This is why you pick Morales for this challenge. That was some mobility. All right, but they're able to pick up most of the kills. They actually let Sonya go thanks to that shift there. I think they thought they were going to lose that fight. Illidan spotting Lunara even when I completely missed her there. Going to give a chase. There's the hunt. Catches her out and kills her off before she can even get the full leap. So we're going to see Illidan pulling back here. The rest of his team is going for that boss camp, except for Nova and Muggy, who are starting on the bot chest. He will start on the mid one and be able to take that down very quickly. Almost level 20. Still 2 keeps left, so those shots from the ship there from Blackheart. No, you cannot dash all the way through that. I'm afraid that is not possible. So he's had to run all the way around instead. A lot of enemies currently heading towards the turn-in while he's looking at top lane. Dropship being used from top lane, so the rest of the team coming down to join in so that they don't get picked off here. Illidan using this opportunity to go in, getting Morales for the healing. Inoculation also used, just completely outrunning Artanis' laser here. There's the hunt onto Morales again, picks her off eventually. There it is. And now Lunara is the target, and Lunara is completely separated from her team. She gets taken out too. Sonya coming in from behind, looking to maybe get the kill on Murky. Illidan going to take a shortcut to go for Stitches, gets the kill, and now it is Sonya who is the target, getting wailed on. She may escape, though, taking a lot of damage here, running out of places to run. Illidan giving chase, gets his attack speed slowed via the keep, but does get the kill. And now the shots and the boss will take down top keep. The shots will probably take down bottom keep as well. And the rest of the team and the boss will move on to the core, and Illidan is going to troll. Yay! So he's going to move on to the core, and that is going to be GG. Point blank ship once again. Eventually, not going to activate it? No, not going to activate it. Just going to leave it there. So there you guys go. That is the third and last game for the community challenge. And I think you'll agree that it was very funny and very spectacular. Definitely worth seeing it in there. That was hilarious, quite frankly. Definitely one of my favourite replays I have received. But I hope to receive many more in, like I will remind you guys, this week's Community Challenge. I want you guys to send me replays where you save your teammates, keep your teammates alive, without using heals, shields, or invulnerables. So no divine shields, no sanctification. Stasis is fine. Once again, you're allowed stasis. But you have to save them anyway. I don't care how you do this. Be creative. Show me what you got, and just save as many of your teammates as possible. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of Community Challenge. You can send your replays in for next week's challenge to replays@tetcher.co.uk. For those watching on the stream, we're going to start off with we're going to continue from here with a regular stream, and you guys can enjoy that. But for the people on YouTube, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.